So, Emily, you mentioned voice training, right? I think that's one of the most overlooked parts of speaking fluently. People focus on vocabulary, grammar, but they never think, hey, maybe my breathing pattern is the reason I pause.
Oh, absolutely. When we talk fast or get nervous, we usually breathe shallowly. That makes the voice shaky and forces unnatural pauses because you run out of air mid-sentence. You literally can't continue speaking because your body says, stop. I need oxygen.
Exactly. I always tell my students, speaking fluently is a physical performance. Your lungs and diaphragm are part of the language machinery. Imagine trying to give a TED talk while holding your breath. Impossible.
Right. And podcasting trains that naturally. The microphone kind of teaches you rhythm. You learn to inhale silently and release sound smoothly. When your breathing is controlled, your thoughts can ride on top of that airflow instead of stumbling.
That's poetic. Thoughts ride on airflow. I like that. So let's talk about how people can train that. One simple drill is the 4-second rule. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2, and then speak for about 6 to 8 seconds. Your goal is to finish a full idea before running out of air. After a week of doing that, you start timing your breath unconsciously while speaking.
Oh, I love that one. I'd add my own favorite, reading aloud with punctuation control. Take an article or a short story and exaggerate every comma and period with timing. Breathe only at punctuation marks. It's shocking how much control that gives you in real-life speech.
Yes, punctuation equals breath anchors. Most pauses during speaking happen because we don't know where to breathe. Once you link breathing to logical breaks, fluency feels effortless. That's why news anchors sound smooth. They synchronize breath with sentence meaning.
Totally. And we should also talk about voice tone, not just rhythm. Because some people pause not from fear, but because their tone feels flat. They lose connection with their own words.
Interesting point. Losing engagement leads to hesitation.
Yeah. When your tone is monotonous, your brain kind of falls asleep mid-sentence and forgets what you're saying. But if you vary pitch, go higher when you emphasize, lower when you finish a thought, your brain stays awake. This musicality keeps speech alive, removing awkward stops.
That's why consistent conversation practice helps more than individual word drills. You're training energy flow, not just pronunciation. In podcasts, we unconsciously manage this. Our voices rise and fall. We smile mid-sentence. We change facial expression.
Exactly. Speaking is performance. When I smile while talking, the rhythm of my words changes. If I'm serious, it slows down. That's why facial muscles matter too. Smile while you speak, it reduces tension and gives smoother transitions.
That's fascinating. The link between facial tension and pauses isn't obvious, but it's real. When people clench their jaw, their tongue doesn't move freely, and articulation breaks. Relaxation equals fluency.
Even actors know that. Before recording, they do those funny mouth-warm UPS like. Ah. Oh. Ee. It looks silly, but it trains smooth motion. I do it before every podcast episode.
So you're basically saying physical preparation kills hesitation. That's solid advice. I'd add another thing, background rhythm. I often ask learners to play quiet background music while practicing speaking. Something like lo-fi or soft jazz.
Oh yes, I do that. Music helps your brain predict timing subconsciously. You start matching your speaking tempo to the beat, even if you don't notice it. It's like body synchronization, you suddenly sound fluent.
Right! Scientists call it entrainment. Your brain syncs with external rhythmical patterns. That's exactly why rhythmic breathing and speaking work together.
You're such a nerd, James. Laughs, but seriously, that's true. There's a rhythm to every language, and once you find English's rhythm, you stop thinking, you start feeling the sentence.
Well said. And I'd argue English rhythm is stress-timed, not syllable-timed. That means the strong beats matter, not every syllable. For example, we say, I went to the store yesterday. Those stressed syllables carry the flow, the rest glide naturally. No need to pause after every word.
That's an amazing detail. I think most learners never hear that clearly. If they train their ears to sense stress timing instead of pronunciation gaps, they'll suddenly sound 10 times more fluent.
Yes, because stress creates speed variation. The ups and downs remove robotic pauses. Even accent reduction comes from there, not from perfect grammar.
100% agree. When we hear robotic voices, it's rarely bad grammar, it's absence of rhythm. That's why I love podcasts for training. You learn prosody from emotion.
Speaking of emotion, let's shift there. Many pauses are emotional. Anxiety kills flow before language does. The minute you start doubting yourself, you unconsciously stop mid-word.
Oh boy, I can tell stories about that. My first presentation in English was nightmare fuel. I literally froze for 8 seconds, staring at my notes. Everyone was looking at me. My brain said, stop. Then I smiled, forced smile, and somehow continued. It was magic. That smile trick saved me.
That smile trick works because it flips your nervous system. You turn a fight or flight signal into a social cue, telling your brain, it's okay, you're in control. That physical shift removes psychological pauses.
Perfectly explained. I think anyone doing public speaking should consciously train those reflexes, breathing, smiling, pacing, not just vocabulary lists.
Couldn't agree more. You can have C2 grammar, but if your voice stalls from panic, fluency disappears.
Oh, yeah. Actually, another mental trick. Keep thinking ahead. Fluent speakers are always one sentence ahead mentally. They're preparing next idea while finishing the current one. That's like having a small buffer in your brain, no space for silence.
Yes, I call that the 2-second buffer. You're basically planning your next topic in the background. For example, while saying I went shopping, your mind is already forming, and I noticed something interesting. It connects smoothly.
Exactly. That's something most learners can train. Don't wait for the silence to think while speaking. Even improv comedians rely on this, their brain cycles 0.5 seconds faster than speech.
Wow, improv comedians, great example. Their trick for avoiding pauses is accept and continue. Whatever happens, they react instantly, never stop to correct. That rule applies perfectly to English learners.
It's true. Mistakes are better than pauses. Because a mistake keeps the rhythm, a pause kills it.
Beautifully put. Mistake keeps rhythm. That should be printed on classroom walls.
I'd love that. Maybe we should design a poster. Keep talking, even if wrong. Flow wins over grammar.
That's your teacher side coming out. I like it.
Guilty as charged. All right, let's get practical again. Let's give some listeners exercises they can actually do during commutes or daily routines.
Perfect. Exercises turn all this theory into muscle memory. Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. We've talked about rhythm, breathing, confidence, and the psychology behind fluent speaking. If you've been listening till now, you already know how powerful these simple techniques can be when you practice them daily.
Exactly. Remember, fluency isn't perfection, it's momentum. Keep speaking, keep making those tiny mistakes, and you'll realize your pauses disappear naturally with experience.
Totally. And hey, if you enjoyed this conversation and learned something new, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We post new English podcast lessons every week, from real everyday dialogues to advanced speaking tactics.
Yes, and please drop us a comment below. Tell us which part helped you the most or what topic you want next. We actually read every comment and design future episodes based on your feedback.
So don't be shy, join the community, practice with us, and let's keep building your confidence one conversation at a time.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
See you in the next episode, and until then, keep talking, keep learning, and speak English without pausing.